Hello and happy Monday. I hope you guys are enjoying your day today. I had a great weekend getaway crafting at a retreat with some of my friends and crafters that I always see at the retreat. So it's just fun to catch up with them and spend some time crafting. And I'm so grateful for those of you that saw my ad here and shopping hours that I posted for at the retreat and stopped in to say hello and to shop and give me a hug. And those were like some of the best moments of the retreat as well too. So thanks for doing that for those of you that stopped in and took time to do that. So it was great, and it was fun to unload some of my things to make room for the new things coming out in the next catalog here in just less than a month too. Hi Rosina, hi Lois, hi Julie. And Julie, I just talked about the great hug I got from you this weekend. It was so great to catch up, even if it was just for a little bit with some of you. So but I'm back at it. It's Monday, and I promised I'd be back on Monday. I'm a little bit later as I brought my dad to a doctor appointment, and then I came home, designed the card that I had been thinking up while laying in bed last night. And then I was like, oh, I hope that the things that I was thinking up while laying there came together, and it kind of did. So here is today's card, and today's card is April's project number 6 for the month. And so trying to bring you some spring flowers or just flowers in general to brighten up a card front here, and I'm going to give you some different options as far as sentiments and greetings for your card too, to make it be able to be useful for what you need it for. Hey there Eve and Deb too. So let me put down my iPad. I think that's caught up here, and let me switch around my camera so that I can show you how to make the card. So a lot of my stuff is still in my living room. Hi there, Pam. Good to see you this weekend. So I unloaded from my vehicle everything, and if you were at the retreat you saw how much I bring, and so as I brought it in I thought, I kind of want to go through everything, sort it a little bit. So when I was putting my card together, I probably wore out my carpet going back and forth trying to get the things that I needed to put this together. So but that was kind of interesting to realize sometimes how many little things that you always have just right at your fingertips because you use them all the time, and then what it really takes. So it might be a little bit darker of a video. Actually, I might even scoot it this way because one of my lights that I use often for my crafting, I haven't set that up on my desk too, but I do have one of them here. So if you see different shadows and such, that is why. Alrighty, so like I said, I'm going to give you a couple different sentiments and show you how this card comes together. And I'll also be telling you which products will be retiring too, so that you can kind of, a lot of you like to make wish list, you say, or just write down notes as I craft along, but also know that I'll be putting down what I've used every time I make a card. But I can help you out while I make the card, letting you know what's retiring and what is staying put. So let me just kind of scoot this even a little bit more towards better light and such there. Maybe that'll help, but I can still see a shadow. Okay, well, let's get started. I don't want to take up your whole evening with that either. Okay, but if you have questions along the way, definitely let me know. So the main greetings that I'm pulling from on the card are from the annual catalog here, and the first one is on page 44, Itty-Bitty Greetings. Now this is a double stamp set here, lots of different sentiments for lots of different occasions. So one of the go-tos that I direct people to when they say, I just need some greetings to make the things I have stretch a little further and such, and so this is a perfect set for that. So I'm using that. And then another stamp set that I'm using is from page 107, and that is Itty Bitty Birthdays. And even though I'm not even making a birthday card, I am pulling out the It's Your Day. That's a great sentiment for a lot of cards. I found I kind of go to that one for graduation. And this one is going to be part of like the Mother's Day option that I'm doing together, but also tons of great ideas for different birthdays, both the outside maybe or the inside, and even this happy day. I've made several just note cards with happy day on that as well. So these are both retiring. which I'm sad about because they are really nice go-to stamp sets for so many different reasons. Hey there, Lisa. Good to see you on here. Okay, so here's my fun color combination today. You guys know that I love basic gray. It's the darkest of our gray collection. We have several grays, but it's the darkest. And when I put all these other colors on here, these are all my scraps. The bright colors are going to really pop with the basic gray. And Lisa, thought of you as I pulled out. You can definitely see that these are scraps that I'm using today. Sometimes even when I use a scrap, I might cut off to kind of make it a blend edge so it looks like a strip of paper, looks a little neater. But today I didn't do that, just so you could see these are definitely my scraps. Hey there, Pam. Thanks so much for the anniversary card. It was gorgeous, gorgeous. And your yellows and grays kind of helped inspire me for today's card too, so that's great. What I'm going to start with is, since the base of this card is the basic gray 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 opening up this way, I have chosen 4 by 5 1/4 same color basic gray, and I'm going to run that through the embossing folder using the, here we go, the Pinewood Planks, and this is a dynamic folder, and with each catalog they kind of have updated like the names and the thickness. So I think the new 3D folder isn't quite this thick, but that's what I love about going from the different embossing folders and the different stamping stamp and cut and emboss machines, because instead of using the gray plate, which I am referring to as this one, instead of using that, I'm just using one of the cutting plates because this is so thick. And you'll be able to tell if you have an older embossing folder and a newer machine. As soon as I started to put it through just by habit with the gray plate, it was instantly jammed, and so I just got out my cutting plate, and so that went through really well. And if you ever have any questions, let me know, which reminds me, Pam, I need to get back to you on which plates to use for your machine too, so I will do that. All right, so let me pull this over here. And this is retiring. The Pinewood Planks embossing folder is retiring. One of the things I like about it, you can see the wood grain there. So if you have a card that you want the wood grain to go across that way, just put your paper in, that way. And if you want your planks to go the other way, you can put that through the other way. So with it being 6 by 6, it really helps. So I know so my card's going up and down, and I know I want my planks to go across. So I'm going to put my paper in that direction. And like I said, I'm just using, because it's one of the older ones, just the regular platform, then that thick embossing folder, and then the cutting plate here. And then that will go through easily, no problem at all. So got that. I'm just going to set that aside because that is the only thing that we need that for. So as I open that up, got a nice deep, because it's 3D, we've got a nice deep texture on there of that, which is great. So for this, I'm already able to tack that down because we're not going to put any ribbons on it or anything, so I don't have to worry about doing anything about that first. And let's see, I'm going to put it this way. And I'll tell you why I kind of had to look at it, because you'd think, well, they're going across, so that's what we're going to do. So I had to kind of look. You can see there's these grooves in between each of the planks. Hi there, Jody. And so with that, I did cut another piece of basic gray, 3/4 by 4 inches, and that's going to just lay here and kind of look like a shelf. So we're covering up one of the wood planks there just to kind of give it a different look. And so that's the measurement that I needed, and that's ready to be put down as well. So I'm going to just tape that right into, whoops, this is a little bit more than 4 inches, I think. Let me just put it through my trimmer here quick, because it is just a hair longer. Whoops, I'm going to trim that. I always keep my trimmer handy. That was helpful because I don't want it hanging over the edge. Okay, whoops, let me put it this way, like so, and right across. There we go. Now it fits just like it should, like so. So that's in there. And like I said, 3/4 by 4 inches if you have these supplies and want to do something similar like that at home. Okay, and then next I'm going to take out some Smoky Slate. I have a couple pieces of that, and so these two grays complement each other really well. And with that, I'm using or pulling out the Vases Builder Punch, and there were different stamp sets that have coordinated with this punch, and they have retired, but the punch is still in here for another month, but this is retiring. So different flower, or like a flower and a leaf, and 3 different vases. So I'm going to just put 1 strip of Smoky Slate in here all the way down, and then I can punch out actually 2 vases at a time because it did these 2. And then I'm going to just put this strip, oops, get out that extra piece in there. Looks like it was hoarding like a chipmunk with stuff in its cheeks. There we go, got that all cleared out. Now I'm just going to take this strip and get that one. So I've got a total now of 3 different vases here for the card. So that's done with that punch. And now, because of the different grooves on my Pinewood Planks embossing folder here, and because of the size of the vase, I'm just going to go ahead and use some glue dots to stick that on with. So I'm going to take the shortest vase first and just press that into a glue dot like so, and just kind of center that. And then I'm going to put a couple glue dots on the larger vases like so and like so. And before I glue or tape, or however you want to say that, glue those down, it's glue dots, I'm going to use my Sprig Punch. And the Sprig Punch, thankfully, is not retiring. I use this one a lot for all different seasons. So I'm going to just punch out with my Sprig Punch some Granny Apple Green and Granny Apple Green punches there. And that's going to be the greenery for our vases. And so for that, I'm just going to kind of go like this. So it almost looks like moose ears sticking out of the vase. Oh, good, Cheryl. Thanks for joining in. And Julie, too. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Whoops. I'm going to stick those glue dots to both of those. And you'll see there's greenery sticking out in an awkward way for now. But that'll get covered up, so that's okay. But now these things, what I wanted to kind of do is take your pick tool here and just take another glue dot, because it's not going to be sticky at the top, because the top glue dot we just kind of covered up with that sprig here like so. Okay, so now we've got the tallest one here and the other one on the other side, hopefully kind of equally spaced. All right, so we've got this look going on right now, and I love that Granny Apple Green pop of color with the different colors of the gray. And next, I'm going to take that small bloom punch, and this is retiring. So if you don't have this one, this is a good one to have. I'm going to punch out a couple flowers with that, 2 to be exact, and put away that scrap. And then I'm going to reach for my Daffodil Delight, a bright yellow, punch out 2 of those. And then you can tell this is definitely a scrap, 2 of the Gorgeous Grape. This thing really pops out when it punches. There we go. So we've got 2, 2, and 2. Now I want to show you a little trick here, is when I punch out the small bloom punch, I take my bone folder here and I just curl it, and this tends to, the way I hold it, curl them down, but then when you turn it around, then it's popped up. So I'm going to do that quickly here with all of my little flowers, because that kind of helps to provide a nice little center for an embellishment. And you can choose your embellishment. I'm going to use pearls today because I think the pearl looks kind of sharp, that white pearlized look on top of the gray too. Okay, so I've got all of these kind of with the petals folded up. And there again, I'm just going to get out my glue dot. Some days I say, hey, I've got a glue dot day going on, and today is a glue dot day. Thanks, Kay. Thanks for joining and sharing. So I'm just going to kind of put a glue dot behind each flower and then set them down. I feel like it works best if I put the flowers on kind of all at once. So I like having, whoops, the adhesive on there and ready to go, so I can kind of place them and then put the pressure on to make them stick all at once too. So with the pink, I'm just going to kind of set that there. My goal is to cover up that greenery that kind of sticks out of the tops here of these vases. Whoops, I want actually yellow here, I think, just because of the weight of the colors in my mind. And then I'm going to do purple up there. There we go. And then over here, I'm going to do some purple off to the side to cover up that greenery. Oops, but I didn't. There, now it's covered up. And the yellow, I think that kind of complements each other like so. And then this single lonely pink one is going to be kind of the only thing in that middle vase like so. And then, whoops, then I compress it down. But because I moved the purple or the gorgeous grape one, I'm going to put another glue dot because I might have messed with the adhesiveness of it. Okay, so we have all of these and they look kind of blank and lonely, like little empty faces, and I'm going to fill those in with the pearls. Hi there, Jill. So with my sheet of pearls here, there's 3 different sizes. Catching the light. So I'm going to use actually the tiny ones, and then there's large ones here and medium ones just towards the bottom. I'm going to use small for most of them. So I'm just going to take the smallest little pearl here and stick those in the middle of all of these flowers like so. And then for this single one here, I'm going to use one medium one. That's where that take your pick tool works really well for that too. So we have all those flowers decorated up really quick and easy. And then for the sentiment, what I'm going to show you is, where did I, oh, here. It's like, I thought I had my sentiments on my other side. I'm going to show you the 2 sentiments that are from the Itty-Bitty Greetings. So this is Happy Mother's Day and a little hello. So I'm going to use my Flirty Flamingo ink pad for that. And I'm going to ink up a little hello onto, here it is, here it is. Here we go, a little hello. And got that. And what I like is with this greeting, if it goes off, this is pretty straight. If it goes off cue a little bit, then you can always kind of straighten it out by the way that you punch it. So I'm just going to punch that like so. There we go. And then I want this popped up a little bit, and this is pretty skinny, so that's where these little dimensionals come in handy. So nice. So I'm just going to take and flip that over and put, oops, 1, 2, and 3, the little dimensionals on here like so. And then remember that kind of shelf that I built in by covering up there, that's going to go just off to the side and on there. And with that being in white, it really pops up nice. Now on the sample I showed you, I had made a Happy Mother's Day card. And so when you get this card as my 10 pack for the month, you'll get 2 little tags here, a happy or a little hello and Happy Mother's Day. And you can choose which one that you want to use when you actually go to send your card or use your card. And then for the inside, what you're going to get then is the sentiment, It's Your Day from the Itty Bitty Birthdays, but I'm not going to tape that in. So that way, if you want to use It's Your Day with Happy Mother's Day, you can just tape it right down. If you think, oh, I'm going to use a little tag that says a little hello, then what I'm going to do is still include this, but then you might just want to use the side that is blank and then just tape it down that way. And this pink's not going to show through when it's taped down too. So thanks so much, Pam and Cheryl. Hey there, Carol. Good to see your name pop up. All right, so this is card already number 6 for the month. And yeah, I love, I think, the colors are bright, but the way it just pops on the background of that basic gray is what made me kind of happy to see happening. So I like it, like I said, when I have an idea come to fruition and it really works out the way I think. Thanks, Julie. All right, let me get this turned around for you guys. So I've got quite a few of the cards made up for this month because when I'm at the crafting retreat, it works out really well for me to be able to do cards during everybody's shopping and needing supplies and such. So I got quite a few made up, but now already today I've got a new card that I need to make several of for you guys. So how you get my 10-pack of April Stamp Camp cards is just contact me, let me know to say, hey, I want a 10-pack of your cards this month, and then you'll get those for $22. So you can Venmo me, cash or check or however, or if you're placing an order for $75, minimum using the host code, then you get the 10 Stamp Camp cards for free. And that's just my way of saying thanks for the great order and using that host code. And I have big news. So Lois has been on here, Lois Anderson, and I just opened up her host code today and I have posted that. It's pinned to the top of this page under this big thing that says clearance rack refresh. So if you're a night owl, starting tonight, probably around 1 a.m., there will be a clearance rack refresh, I'm assuming, because they didn't give us a time. So whenever they don't give us a time and just give us a date, it's usually, midnight, Stampin' Up time out in Utah. So 1 a.m. clearance rack refresh, say that fast 3 times, or if you just prefer to get up early in the morning and check it out, know that things will go really, really fast. So I have a little thing that says clearance rack refresh, and then it has this code for Stamp Camp on there and Lois's host code. If you have questions about ordering or want me to help, I can do that. The thing is, things go fast. So if you want to email and say, hey, please order this, know that I'll do my best to get things ordered, but I'm not going to hold orders as much as possible to save anyone shipping and handling, because if I wait and save it, things could be sold out. So it's always that game of save people shipping and handling versus getting the product at a good deal. So I'm anticipating some great deals. Usually clearance rack is like pretty wow for the prices that they have. And I'm assuming it'll maybe be leftovers from the holiday catalog that they will be featuring. And for sure it won't be current things on the retiring list. They won't put that on clearance rack yet because they are still current. But if you have any questions about that, let me know. So now I'm going to get this card that I just made posted with everything I used to make it. And then I'm going to work on an email to get out to you guys just as a reminder about that clearance rack refresh. Not being home, I kind of feel like got to get going tonight to give you guys details to help you find all of the things that you need, the links or whatever, to make it easy for you to shop and see what is in the clearance rack starting tomorrow. So you have a couple different host options. Lois Anderson's host code is open, like I said, but I won't be demoing her cards until next week. But you'll still get those cards even though I haven't demoed them yet if you order tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon again if it works in your schedule to see me craft a live card again for you then. Take care. Have a good evening.